What's going on, y'all? Today's portrait is of a entrepreneur, artist, a father, a black conscious brother by the name of This Old Dude. Hang out. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Thanks for joining us. Today we're in the studio with my man, This Old Dude. Introduce yourself to the people.
I am This Old Dude, artist, musician, black conscious CEO, business owner. You know,
Gotcha.
Short version.
Short version, very short version. So where you from?
I'm from Chicago, raised in Atlanta. You gotta say them both. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say, I can't say one without the other. Born in Chicago, raised in Atlanta, you know?
Got you. So how did you end up in New York?
How I ended up in New York? Well, to be honest with you, I was traveling back and forth for a couple years, working with my previous manager, Big Seven. He's based out of shout out to Big Sev. He's based out in Jersey. So like all of our contacts and like just networking with him is like I had more opportunities in New York, so I just relocated to New York from Chicago.
Got you. So you came up here for music solely, or you came up here for the clothing brand also, or?
It was more, to be honest with you, it was more beneficial for the clothing. You know, New York is one of the fashion meccas. You know, even though I come from Chicago, we have fashion too, but New York being one of the fashion meccas, I have more opportunities up here to to progress my brand. So, you know, I made the change.
So where did you get the name This Old Dude?
This Old Dude, it's like an ode to my, you know, religious background and belief system. You know, I studied traditional African religion from the Nigeria, formerly of Yoruba. And basically what an Odu is this path. So my stage name literally means this path. So, like I said.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. We were in, I think we was in Alabama. I think that's where we was in Alabama, and you hit me and was like, yo, I was in the hotel. He was like, yo, it's breakfast? Yeah. I was like, yeah. He's like, yo, all right. And you came in and you got a little bag and you put the food in the bag and then you took it, you know, and you disposed of it. And I was like, explain to me again, what was that?
So in various traditions in religions, you know, you go to a Baptist Catholic church, they light candles, you know, the different Buddhists and different traditions, they put offerings to Buddha, whether it's, you know, oranges, incense, or, you know, liquor, whatever the situation is. But me, what I believe, you know, you have to give to receive. So, you know, I wanted to give some food to, you know, the spirits. Gotcha. To be honest with you, like just to dumb it down, the same way we go in in the church and we pray and we light candles to Saint Barbara. You know, I just work with the natural elements, if that makes any sense.
It does.
You know,
it does. So, okay, yo, thank you. Yeah, I mean, word, because you know, I don't have access to a lot of.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And it's always dope when I encounter something new, whether it's like culturally or, you know, spiritually or whatever, and I get to take a little piece of that and I'll try to implement it in my own. But you know, so how long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music. Let me say this. I've been doing music all my life, but how long have I been taking it seriously? That's another question. Like, I want to say I don't even know. Okay. Maybe like I don't know, a couple years ago. I've been taking it serious for a couple years now. I've been putting like I want to say it was 2019, well, not 2019. 2016. I want to say I put out my first record. 2016. And I just, like I said, I've been going full steam from there. Like 2016, when I was prepping my project, that's when I met, you know, Big Seven, and we was, you know, we hit the pavement running. We, you know, shooting videos, doing a press run, we doing the whole thing, you know, trying to, you know, move everything forward.
Got you. So what got you into doing music?
I come from my background is music. My sisters, I was raised in like a musical household, you know, like like I said, my sisters, my two older sisters, they do music as well. You know, they're older than me. My oldest sister's 10 years older than me, and then the one, you know, she has an older sister, you know, so it's like I've always been around music in different studios, whether going to live performances that they have. Allegra Dolores is my sister that I'm referring to, but either going to their shows or when there was in a band, JDR or Room 11, I've just been around music my whole life. So it's like I just gravitated towards that from being raised in the church and going in the choir, and then it's like I'm in school in the choir, and then it's like I'm going to my sister's shows and concerts and studio sessions. So it's like I've always been doing music.
Got you. You know, music is it's a freeing, liberating, therapeutic.
Therapeutic, that's the word that it was coming to mind. It's very therapeutic. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it was a point in time where I had to make a decision. I mean, what am I doing it for? Am I really doing is it for fame or art? You know? Is it like to me, because I enjoy doing music, so and I've reached a point where it's like I don't really need to be validated by insert whoever, you know. Like it's like I said, it's therapeutic for me. I enjoy it. So like I want to go to the studio, I'm gonna go to the studio. I do shows, you know. 1 or 100 fans there. Like I'm still having a good time, you know, because it's my passion. So
yeah, I get you. You know, there's a record, right, that gave me the understanding of how therapeutic it is for you. Bitter Baby Mama joint.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. On the Face the Music project, and even on projects this came and it's coming after that, you know, I've been very vulnerable on these projects. You know, diving more into my personal life. You know, because it was like it's a form of therapy. I had to, you know, I'm going through something personally, and I wanted to use. My sister told me, she was like, you need to channel this, you know, this energy. You know. And I've been trying to work out and get into shape, doing other things too. But like I'm putting everything in the music. It's like I really wanted to say so many things. So it's like I just put everything in the music, because it's like, you know, what else can I do?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that Bitter Baby Mama joint. That's one of my joints.
Yo, so are there other records like in your archive that give you that same amount of release?
Yes. Even the records, like I said, before and it's coming after, because I'm doing a record called Fun. That pro-black, fun, like these are the records that really mean something to me. Yeah. You know, like I said, my very first record, Pro-Black, it was just something that I really believe in. How I'm basing my company, my whole value system on the way that I live. Like that, you know, it's close to my heart. And same thing with Fun. Like I want to make, you know, aside from like vulnerable records, I want to make, you know, nice records you could dance to. Yeah. You know, on a lighter side, because you know, music is to me, music is supposed to be, you know, more joyous, and you know, it's supposed to invoke, you know, good things and positive things. So like, you know, I put everything into the music. I got a couple records coming after the Bitter Baby Mama joint. This really goes more into my personal life. It's a project that I'm working on called Exile, and I got a couple records on that project as well.
Exile is fire. Exile is fire.
Yeah, the record. There was a song. I heard it all. Song Exile, so I got a project titled the same name. Exile. And it's funny because the title of the project came before the actual song, so I was already going with a theme, you know, because it's like I said, I'm trying to be more vulnerable within my music and show a little bit more of me personally. So like, you know, even with the, you know, leading up to the Bitter Baby Mama joint, it was, you know, different records. And like I said, where I'm going with it now is Exile, and I got a few records on that one. I got a few tracks on that one. We got 10 records. Okay. But yeah.
So you said that, you know, like this project and the next one are going to be more personal, more about who you are. So who is This Old Dude? Who is that?
This Old Dude is a MC from Chicago, raised in Atlanta, you know, a Black Conscious business owner for the people, by the people. My company's mission at Black Conscious as a company, we have a website, publishing, a few things, but you know, our mission is to invoke through sight and sound. You know, everything is in relation to the Marcus Garvey flag. You know, red for the blood, black for the skin, green for the land. So I'm trying to stay within that theme and that rhetoric, you know, because for the people, by the people. I'm trying to be the new football out here, you know. Salute to Damon John.
I get you. So now, how does one identify with? Let's say if somebody saw the Black Conscious T-shirt or whatever, what would you like them to take from that?
Like I said, I'm trying to invoke. I want to invoke through sight and sound. So when you see the Black Conscious, when you see my brand, I want you to think of Marcus Garvey. I want you to think of Fred Hampton. I want you to think of the people that have come before me, Huey P. Newton.
Yeah.
You know, Bobby Seale. I want you to think of these people because this is the rhetoric and this is what I'm trying to, this is what I'm trying to relay.
Yeah.
You know?
So those are some powerful individuals.
Yeah.
Right? Do you read a lot?
I do read a lot. And I'm not gonna lie to you, within recent years, I slowed down a little bit because I felt like I was reading too much, knowing too much, and I don't know nothing. So I slowed down because I felt like I was knowing too much and I don't know anything at all.
Yo, I can relate.
I have read a lot of stuff, the ISIS papers. I've read a lot of David Icke. I've read a lot of Deepak Chopra. I've read a lot of different authors and scholars. Over a lot of different documents. And, even with been studying, Malcolm X, and going into reading like Alex Haley and stuff like that. I've touched on a few different things, and like I said, I just want to continue the legacy that they've built. Me being from Chicago, I was more raised under the Fred Hampton tutelage,
Okay.
Going to those New Age Panther Party meetings and stuff like that. Hence all the red, black, and green.
Shout out to Fred Hampton.
Yeah, shout out to Fred Hampton Jr. too. So going, like I said, going through, the motions with that. So I just want to keep that legacy alive and we'll keep spreading the same message.
So if you can list the top 3 books that you would recommend to somebody, take a second. Take a second. I read a lot.
Okay.
The people that follow me read a lot.
For sure.
The most impactful 3 books that you've experienced.
Okay. Well, let's say, I'm going to say the ISIS papers. We're going to put that number 1. Then we're going to say, I would probably say, you know what? The Parable of the Sower. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
I am not.
What's the name? Zora Neale Hurst? I believe it is.
We can find it. Google works.
I'll get back. We can put it in the comments. You know what I mean? But Parable of the Sower, that was another main book, for me. That was really, because I'm all about, African scholars and, if not African, Black, people, scholars from my ethnicity, because I'm real big on propaganda and false information. So if you read this text and this text says this thing, you read this text and it says, blue eyes and blonde hair, that's a whole different story. Yeah. So you feel me? That's why I'm different things. But another book that really helped me personally is Deepak Chopra, The Spontaneous Fulfillment of Desire.
The Spontaneous
Fulfillment of Desire.
I'm gonna look that up.
Because there's no such thing as coincidence. That's the thing.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you believe.
Secret destiny, that's a whole different, conversation.
Yeah. I read a lot. Right, I read a lot. I got into audio books and it expedited the process. So now I just consume.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
But there are some books that I've read that stick with me. You get what I mean? The first one off the top of my mind is The 4 Agreements.
Okay.
I recommend everybody, if you're going to read a book and you want the book to help you live better, change your life a little bit, The 4 Agreements is the first one I would say read. The second one would be Mastery of Love, same author, right?
Okay.
Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. And then the third book would be, it's a book called Feeling Good, about the new mood therapy. It's about, cognitive therapy. And they help you understand how talk therapy is what it translates into, right? Talk therapy, and it breaks down moods, how you feel, why you feel, and then it explains what the origin of those feelings are. And a lot of shit that we experience, or I was experiencing, it's self-talk, negative self-talk. It's just shit I be telling myself. Right? It don't be real. It's just
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah, those are really those are 3 books that if you haven't yet, whichever came.
Because I'm definitely gonna check out all of them.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm not. I think I heard of the first one.
The Four Agreements.
But the other two, I'm not really.
Mastery of Love.
Yeah.
And Feeling Good. I can make it happen.
For sure, I need that. I'm always, like I said, I'm always trying to learn. I'm trying to be overbooked, but like I said, the past couple years I did take a break. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to take a little break. I was reading too much. David Icke, he's the one.
Icke.
David Icke made me take a break. You know, I read too much. It's called The Biggest Secret. That's the book by David Icke.
I gotta look that up. Look that up.
Yeah, just take your time with that one.
So is that like what's his name? Behold the Pale Horse?
Something like that, pretty much. It's pretty much the same. It's the same concept. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. What he said. You know what I mean? So like, it was just too much. It was too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I was like reading it like every day. Like it was too much. Like blew my mind. So I was like, you know what? Let me take it easy for a second.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, man. Yeah, reading is fundamental. We're gonna have to get a book list, a book chain thread, somewhere going in the cosmos, man.
Listen, man, I'm working on a book list now. I'm working on a book list now. I gotta just to archive all of the books that I have.
That's currently. What I'm saying. I'm like, listen. We're gonna get our own book club. We don't need Oprah.
I'm working on it. So where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I see myself having multiple offices in multiple cities. I see myself having, being a vendor. You know, I feel like I'm gonna really put Black Conscious in multiple locations because I'm working on deals now, and I've turned down a few different places because I want to be able to fulfill these orders, and I wanted to be because I'm trying to get I'm getting everything together. I'm putting all my ducks in a row to be able to produce on a mass scale. You know, I don't have the factories. You know, I don't have the factories yet. Mm-hmm. So I want to be able to produce the same quality, consistently in a large scale. So, in 5 years, I know I'm going to have the process down packed, and I'm going to be able to put Black Conscious in everywhere I want to put it.
Gotcha.
So that's pretty much a trajectory. And I got, the website. I feel like we're going to just, keep expanding and growing the website, and keep moving around because, like I said, we live on the web right now. Direct to consumer, but I'm gonna, I do pop-up shops every, different cities all over the place. But I'm going to really have, more of a house, more of a, for a Black Conscious in different cities, not just, where I am.
Got you. So, most times, we are engaging in life in the present, right? So let's say you had an opportunity to talk to your 13-year-old self.
Yeah.
What would be you smiling already, right? What is the information that you would impart on your 13-year-old self?
Listen, I'm so headstrong. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm so headstrong. I don't even think it would be anything that I could tell me. I don't think I could tell me anything to the point where I would be like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to you because I'm telling you, I'm just being honest with y'all. I'm so headstrong, and it's like since I was young, at 13, I already had my own business. I was already cutting grass, washing cars, making my own money. Yeah. So I don't think there would be anything that I could tell myself. I would have to, I don't even know.
Even about improving business.
Stay consistent. Like, I don't even know. Because like I said, I started out cutting grass, washing cars, and I moved to like marketing, passing out flyers, and I moved to like working at real random, customer service jobs, and then I got back into the industry doing PR and marketing again, and then, just dibbling and dabbling with music, but in Atlanta, this is where my Black Conscious was born, because I was stitching in my do-rags, Black Conscious, and stitching in my do-rags, old dude, and different stuff, and then somebody was like, where'd you get that from? And then from that, I started printing, and I went from stitching to embroidery, from embroidery to silk screening, and then a bit of both, and then I just been growing ever since. So it's like I don't even know what I would tell my younger self. That's a tough question. I'm not gonna lie to you. just being honest, like.
It is. And because I think about, if I was able to talk to young me, right. Also, young, headstrong.
That's what I'm saying.
You get what I mean? But there has to be a way because you.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? You know what your strengths are. You know what your weaknesses are. You know what your vulnerabilities are. You know what your insecurities are. And there has to be a way, or there should be a way, that you can convey to yourself you know, something that may aid him.
I would, to be honest with you, if like I said, if we had the time machine, I could really go back. I would just, tell myself to do it now. I mean, more than anything.
What do you mean? Do it
just
now?
Whatever it was at the time, because and the only thing that I could think about, because I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
But I procrastinated a lot, and I could have done things quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, I still did everything I wanted to do, and I'm, I feel like I'm still living in my purpose currently. But would have did it a long time ago, instead, wouldn't be still so scared, because it took a long time for me to actually make the transition to come to New York, because like I said, I'm headstrong. I live in New York. I'm doing events, New York and Jersey, Maryland, and I ain't got no family here. It's just me and my business and my team. So it's like, I'm just moving around myself. But I would have did that, I had to build up the strength and the courage to do that. I would have did it 10 years ago, that was pretty much it. You feel me? When I got legal age, I would have been did it. But that's pretty much it.
I get that. And I'm thinking while you're talking, I'm listening, and I'm thinking if I had the opportunity to talk to me, what would be some things that and the first thing is never stop writing.
Oof.
Right? Never stop writing. There are pockets in my life where, I used to write all the time. I remember one night, it was a New Year's Eve. Shout out to Destiny. If you watching this, you know the story.
You're watching us now.
Right? You watching it now, right? I wrote 16 verses on New Year's.
Okay.
Right? And I got to the studio the next day and I laid them all, and niggas ain't believe me. Flat out. They said, you ain't write that shit. I was like, I wrote this shit last night. Yeah. And I was on it, and then it's so easy. I'm like, I don't gotta write today.
Yeah.
Today turns into 2 days, turns into a week, turns into 6 months.
I've had a lot of times where I've been inconsistent. I understand what you're saying. But each time that I've taken a break musically, not to cut you off anything, but like each time I've taken a break musically, I've just came back stronger. I've took boom, if it was 4 months or maybe even a year, but I came back stronger. But like I said, ever since 2016, I've been going. I ain't even stopping. I've been going ever since then.
I get that. Yo, the last verse I wrote, we were on the plane coming from, I think it was coming from New York. He was coming from New York, and we were going to Huntsville.
Yeah.
That's what it was. We was going to Huntsville, and we was having a conversation about, your situation or whatever. And that shit, it sparked me to impart my wisdom, but lyrically, right?
Yeah.
And I wrote something for the first time in a long time, and it felt like the right thing to do. Right, because I was in my purpose, right?
Yeah.
Helping, right? That's kind of where the lane that I found myself, and I was doing what I love, which is writing, and it just felt right. It flowed, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah.
You ain't hear it,
I mean, it may be a leaked verse somewhere. It may be floating around the cosmos somewhere. We got to get that one or something.
So, if there's somebody who is a young entrepreneur, and they appreciate what you do, and and they looking up to you, what is some information or words of wisdom that you can give to them?
Keep going. Like I said, do it now. Keep going. Do it now. Listen. The information is out there, and you think it's hard, but it's not as hard as it as people make it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, And this is like whatever business, because there's books on it. There's for dummies, for everything. The library is free. Yeah, the library is free, and I used to be real. For now. That was one of my things I used to be real big on, and even when I went to school, I was into English and writing and journalism and stuff like that. Yeah. But the library has everything, and this is before I started paying, because you pay to go to college or whatever. But before I started, the transition from high school to college, it was like I was addicted to the library because they got all the books, and whatever books they don't have, you can order it, and they will send it to the library wherever you are, So it was spoiled with Harold Washington Library in Chicago, and this is some pretty cool libraries here in New York too. But it's whatever book or whatever information I wanted, I'm going to the library and get it. Yeah. On business, whatever business that I was, interested in at the time. So it's it's really no excuses, and for lack of a better terms, like the immigrants come over here and come up, bro. Like we're from here. Like it's no reason why we should not be in the same positions as these other people, because they come over here and they read and they apply for the grants and loans or whatever they need to do, and then they moving forward. So it's like, I mean, our people, like, and this is why I'm like so pro-black and for our people, because our people falling behind, and like they took all of our leaders. You know what I mean? So somebody needs to keep the tradition alive and keep telling everybody what we need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At least that's what I feel like.
Yeah,
for me.
No, I get that. You know, I don't think they took all our leaders. I think they took the leaders that we looked up to at the time.
Yeah.
And that allowed a space for new leaders to emerge, right? But I think, you know, there may be, because we live in the information age, like when you wanted information, you would have to go to the library, you find a book on the shelf, you find a little quiet space, you sit down and read. Yeah. All of that shit is obsolete when you can go in your pocket and pull out your smartphone and it's right here. You get what I mean?
That's that the leisure of having access to the phone through internet and all that stuff is really dumbed down a lot of the, you know, the learning capacity of people, because we're limited by the phones, you know, and it's certain, and if you don't know how, because searching on the internet, that could be a little tricky in itself, because, you know, you got so many different websites, so many different sources, and then there's incorrect sources, because a lot of people like to use like Wikipedia for things, and I can go change Wikipedia right now. Yeah. And put whatever I want in there. So it's like, who are these sources, you know? And that's why I like hard copy books. I like, you know, I like to go, let me go to the table of contents. Let me go to, you know, who's the publisher, who's the author. Let me look up the, you know, where's the index, you know? Yeah. I need the whole thing. I don't need a web page. So, you know what I mean? Man. That's just me. But like I said, if, you know, for the aspiring entrepreneurs, it's like the information is out there. We are in the information age. You have, you know, it's really no excuses at this point. It's no excuses. You know what I mean? Okay. That's how I feel about it.
So, if people wanted to follow you, tell them where they can.
I am everywhere on social media at This So Do. Me personally, my artist account is, my Instagram is THIS_ODU. On Twitter at This So Do. Facebook /This So Do. You know, Black Conscious, the company, because the company is more than just me. I may be one of the brand ambassadors, but the Black Conscious is a company, is more than just me. Everywhere for Black Conscious is at the number one, Black Conscious. Conscious spelled like this, CONSCIOUS, you know what I mean? Everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you know, YouTube, we got our URL at One Black Conscious. You know, website, oneblackconscious.com.
So is there anything that we didn't cover today that you want to talk about?
You know, I'm just really excited about the things we got coming up in the future. Exile, I got a new video coming out, Real One. The Exile Project, 10 records. The lead single video is Real One, and then we got this concert that we planning out. You know, I got a lot of people coming out to this concert. We're working out the financial details as far as who gonna have it. If it's gonna be YouTube, Amazon Prime, where it's gonna be at, where it's gonna live. But that concert is gonna be dope. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a few artists coming out, and I may even, you know, it may be the beginning of a festival. I'm not gonna lie to you, because, you know, once there's so many different artists there, it's, you know, that's considered a festival. So I got my little set going, and, you know, we haven't decided on the venue, but the production and the background, everything else, we're already working on it. So this concert, we got the video coming, the album's coming, and the concert. I also have an event coming in January. I'm not sure when this is going to air.
Me either. What?
But I have an event coming in January, you know, MLK weekend. Yeah. Black Conscious event. So we down there, we're gonna have a pop-up shop. We got all the merchandise, shirts, hats, you know, the whole thing. So that's pretty much everything. I mean, like I said, I'm excited. Looking forward towards the future, these records, you know. Exile.
Yo, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
No problem, man. The pictures came out dope.
Yes, they did. Listen, y'all need a photo shoot. I'm telling you, my man right here. I'm telling you. Photography, videography, editing, and other things. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you follow this cat.
Thanks to This So Do for hanging out with us today. Really dope interview, really dope brother. Check out some of his clothing line at oneblackconscious.com. And I'll see y'all next week, next month, next year, next episode. You'll figure it out when I see you next time. Peace.